Three, two, one. Uncle John, you're alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to ARMTV. And not only ARMTV, but ARMTV, and we are live as the day is long. I am Uncle John, back in the flesh, feeling good, along with my main man, Gary Roberts, winner of his most recent super match in typical classic Gary Roberts style. Congratulations, sir.
Yes. Is it a congratulations? I don't know. It didn't seem to go off well.
So it's really interesting.
Okay, hold on. Before you say that, Aussie Arm Wrestler, you are in the waiting room. We're just going to cover a few things before we introduce you. So just hang out there, brother. We want to talk to you. Okay, go on.
So I was really.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
We got to address this.
What's going on here?
Did you watch the very first ARMTV podcast with Travis?
Oh, for sure.
Do you remember the sign, right? It's
yeah.
my first sign in the car.
Still got it.
So, I moved and now here we are in the new, it's hopefully not like a permanent house, but anyways, I want everyone to recognize the back to basics here.
Nice.
So that being said, okay. So you said congratulations. I'm surprised you said congratulations.
Look, okay. So for anyone who hasn't seen this, Gary Roberts, when he arm wrestles, becomes some kind of different creature. We don't really know what that creature is. I don't know what to call that creature, but I have watched probably every Gary Roberts match that has ever been filmed. I've seen it, right? What you did in that super match surprised me 0%. I expected it. It was great, but you have to temper, for people out there, you have to temper your expectation with past history. Gary Roberts is a very fun guy to watch, but you have to understand that it's not going to be PAL, right? It's going to be a different thing altogether. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be bombastic. That is what you're getting yourself into.
Okay. You are from Minnesota, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it was I think it was a Sauerkraut Days.
Yeah, for sure. I remember.
It was a Sauerkraut Days event. I remember because there was the tables were not very far from where you can order sauerkraut. And there was some picnic tables. And I just remember when I get fired up, it's to go to Uncle John's like, hey, I got to be chill. I don't even warm up. I just go up there. There's no, there's no pre-game that he has. If I were a John Brzezinski type pre-game, I would never win a match in my life. It just
because you are the type that you need your homeostasis to get all freaking
I need to feel somewhat when you're in danger, your body has a flight response,
right? Fight or flight.
And it's some little internal gizmo switches to save your life. You come faster or stronger, or, if you were running from a real life, Michael Myers, you would go faster than if you just said, I'm going for a run. You know what I mean? And when it comes to arm wrestling, I have to internally get fired up. And when I get fired up, I become almost non-controllable. I'm not pre-planning. Travis was like, hey, didn't you script this out? I'm like, I don't. When I was talking to Ryan Grondin, he said, is this for real? And I said, I don't know how to describe it. I will arm wrestle for real. But when I say we're going to have fun, I don't know what that means.
He was what do you mean? When did he ask you if it was real? Before?
So everything that was discussed about the match was pretty much live.
Okay.
You or somebody has witnessed everything.
So there was no conversation had.
Yeah, I never like Ryan Grondin would send me a message like, hey, do we need to talk? And I'm like, about what? We'll have fun. You know what I mean? Like we'll have.
See, here's your mistake. Ryan Grondin, he's still very new, right? He might not know what the deal is. Right. So maybe that's the lesson learned. You got to kind of, you're the man. How many matches have you had? 1 million matches, right? You know what's going on. You know what the deal is. I know the deal because I saw it happen in front of my face, 8-9 years ago, multiple times. I've seen the videos. I know what to expect of Gary Roberts, but seeing as how 75% of our viewing audience is probably only been arm wrestling for 2 or 3 years, they might not know. He might not know what to expect out of Gary Roberts. He didn't know about the T-Rex. He didn't know that he bit off more than he could clearly chew.
Well, see, here's the thing. When I met him, and again, he said something like, okay, is like there a plan? And I'm like, I mean, what do you mean? Like, I don't plan. I just.
Well, that's classically one of your major downfalls, Gary.
Yeah.
That you don't plan.
Well, I couldn't. There's no way I would have planned that out. If I would have planned that out, I would have recognized. If my wife sees this, she's going to be very mad. Like, you know what I mean?
Has she not seen it? You didn't show her the video?
She has no idea. My wife has no idea, right? And if I'd planned that out, she would have said, or I would have thought, okay, that's a bad idea. So I had planned to make my announcements before Ozzy, but we're clearly on a little side tangent, which we'll get back to it. So I'll let Ozzy in. Let's see. Anyways, so just to give you some backstory, when I met Ryan, and again, he's like, are we going to arm wrestle? And the whole thing became less about what was going to happen between us and more about like, again, were we going to be able to arm wrestle?
Right.
And I didn't know.
So I just want to clarify one thing, just to be very clear on my opinion, because a lot of people think that you're just playing a role or you're acting or when you go into that mode. I do not believe for 1 second that Gary is faking that in any way, shape, or form. That is the truest form of Gary Roberts. That is his ancestral final form. He reverts back to this when he's in these moments of high intensity. And that's the real thing. It's not a fake. It's not a fake.
Okay, so I told this story many times. When I was in 6th grade, I was a skateboarder. And I was in the Bay Area, and I went to Half Moon Bay. It's where you go to. It's where the beach is. And there was this like water basin that had been empty out, and then we were skating it. But then some bikers came along. So it was the classic like BMXers versus skateboarders.
It was like an 80s movie.
Yeah. Swear to God. And all my skateboarding friends, I think we were all smaller. They were a few years older. And they were getting aggressive, like you're in our territory and we're going to beat you up if you don't leave. And at that moment, I wasn't, again, kind of like arm wrestling the other night. I wasn't really thinking. It was just like, oh, we're going to get beat up. So without like a second of a thought, I looked to the smallest guy in the group and I started growling like an insane dog, and I jumped him and I just started attacking him. And when he ran away, these other kids are just sitting there watching. And when he ran away, I became like the Tasmanian devil to this kid's bike. And I started bouncing, jumping up and down on his rims and just bending the spokes with my feet and stomping and growling. And I turned to the kids and I'm hissing.
You know what that calls for? Aussie arm wrestler. What would you say if you saw that happen right now?
I'd say really bang! Oh, that's what I do. Sitting here. What is going on, Gary? Why are you in the dumps? You look like someone's just bloody thrown you out the window. Perk up, mate. Get your chin up. Get excited. I thought what happened on the weekend with you and Ryan was highly entertaining. And if anyone else says otherwise, they can come fight me. I was excited for the 2.5 minutes it went for. It was good. It was what it was. We all didn't go to that event or buy tickets to that event to see you pull Ryan, but you gave us a good 3-4 minute entertainment buzz. You got to cheer up, Gary.
Okay. Let me finish the story. When I was done stomping on this bike, the other bikers, the BMXers, they were just speechless. My friends, their jaws were on there. They were just like, what? And the kids just left. It was like I was like a peacock putting up my, scaring, or the blowfish. They blow up as it was an instinct. And on the arm wrestling table, like, it's not like I want to do something. I shook Ryan's hand and it did feel soft. That's not a joke. It felt soft and flimsy. And, but I was scared of his videos. I was like, oh, this guy's way stronger than me. So all I kept thinking was like, I have to intimidate him. That is like, when you say like, what's the plan? I was like, I just have to find a way to intimidate him. Like, there was no details.
Well, and clearly it worked. Clearly it worked. So, like, did he engage with you at all? Was he limp gripping you on the go or what? Because you just buried him.
Okay, so that's the other thing, is I honestly 100% think that maybe he didn't try at all. So I don't know if I did anything impressive besides what the chalk that I was thinking of LeBron James with the thing, and I was just like, it just came up. But like, and on that note, some of the people are on the Facebook, they're like, you'd get punched in the mouth. And I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about that. Like, Ryan seemed to not take any offense to it at all. He seemed more like thrown off by the whole thing. So yeah. Only Ryan knows whether he didn't try because he wants to be the worst arm wrestler in the world.
So we could have potentially seen someone throw a match because they want to be known as the worst arm wrestler.
No, I think he was just more, okay, we're going to make a spectacle of it. I don't think he just understood if they were going to have you guys were going to have a real match. You get the first couple of pins and then maybe you'll let Ryan get a couple of pins, or you get to put on a show, and then all of a sudden it was over.
Well, we did slow pole, and it was kind of in a little bit of a hook, and I didn't have anything, which I can never. I mean, I've never won. I mean, only Steven Instalaco was I able to like actually put in a deep hook and actually, which that was back in my heyday.
That was like a million years ago.
Yeah. But anyways, right now I have no hooking strength, and he clearly was stronger. And afterwards I told him, I was like, dude, if you would have just like posted up and stopped that, I mean, you probably would have beat me. But anyways, that's not why we're here.
Why are we here?
I've got some bad news.
Yeah, I haven't. So this hiatus is news to me, by the way. Yeah. I have not heard about this hiatus.
That's why I've jumped in ready for my reply if it's what I think it might be.
Okay. I do have a super chat. White Wolf, Gary, by winning, you lost the title of worst arm wrestler. I think we need to bring to Beerman, Burgoyne, and his bad company in on this one. Right, everyone?
How long? Here's the new bet, by the way. How long will Evan Burgoyne keep his YouTube channel? Today he posted a thumbnail with him skinning a bear.
Really?
I think it's hilarious, but I'm pretty sure YouTube is not going to find it very hilarious.
Oh, so, wow.
Two things. Burgoyne, he posted a video of some guy, and I meant to save it. I never went back and watched it. So whoever out there, somebody on Evan's team, I guess has a thing for me negatively and sent me a video. I didn't watch it. but I'd like to watch it. So resend it to me because I apologize. Then on Arm Wrestling Uncensored, is it Grant Diet or somebody posted a video calling me out or another little thing, which again, I didn't watch it.
Well, the stuff on Arm Wrestling Uncensored is you know, it's non-valid. Anything that's on there is just not valid. Just remember that, and then just do what you will with all of that. That's
okay.
Going on there.
So let's get to the point of why we're here. Oh, did I answer your question? White Wolf, thank you for your money. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of run-on story maybe. So just bear with me. If you have
a run-on story, I don't believe it.
Okay, you guys, I'm just recapping some things. Part of the reason why I initially came back, Peter Milano told me to share some videos on ARMTV, on YouTube. The idea of YouTube, it was really, I'd never even thought about it. Then I was like, should I, shouldn't I? A lot of people back in the day when I created the drama with Alex's channel, they thought, oh, I'm just coming back because I want to make a ton of money. And like, that's so, like, I remember Dave Morocco specifically, who was a guy I always respected, liked. I think I even stayed at his house one time. Not 100% sure, but I think I did. He was like, oh, Gary's just trying to make a paycheck. And the initial, just to remind everyone, the initial reason I came back was I was sad that people kind of forgot about ARMTV. I was talking to my guy Leach, my web guy, and he's like, dude, I train with people and they do not know what ARMTV was. And I was like, really bummed out about that. And I wanted to keep it alive. So that's how it all started. Now, Travis Bajent is the one, interesting, because he was the guy at this tournament. He's the one that encouraged me to get out there, film tournaments, film new content. And I started to get fired up again. I started to arm wrestle and I started to believe in the old dream. Originally, I was very chill. I was just like, I just had a baby. I told my wife, I'm just going to share some content. Like, it wasn't a full-on master plan, take over the universe or any crazy shit like that. But when I started doing the podcast and I started getting into it, right? Feeling it, feeling the old dream. Much like you guys' current dream, those feelings were dead. I had forgotten about all that shit. So got me into it, started believing again. Now, just to put a pin in that, back in the old days, it was arm wrestling was, I mean, it was everything. I quit school. I had a full paid scholarship to college because I'm a disabled veteran. And I mean, my wife and I, who, if you've heard the other stories, she left me for a high school sweetheart. Our relationship was always kind of like, should we have gotten married sort of situation? But because we had a kid, we stuck together. Well, when arm wrestling was paying the bills back, I don't know how many people don't know. Okay, clerks, he's heard this story. So I'll try to be fast. Arm wrestling was paying the bills. It was dependent. My rent, like I needed to go to a tournament. I needed subscribers. Like it was, I needed that shit. Well, anyways, when things started to get tough with the family, there was one time my wife said, as my ex-wife, she said, if you go to that tournament, you and I are done. Like she gave me that. She gave me the ultimatum. So imagine this, arm wrestlers. You want to go to a tournament and your spouse turns to you and says, listen, if you go to that tournament, I won't be here when you get back.
So you were like the actual meme before it was a meme.
Yeah. I don't exaggerate. This is not a lie, you fruitcakes. I told her, fine, because arm wrestling pays the bills, I have to go to the tournament. And if you don't respect that, then we will be done. I am picking you. I straight up told her, I'm picking arm wrestling, not over you because I think it's more important than you, but because I see that arm wrestling is supporting the family and you don't see that shit. Like she did not. Go? She did not see the numbers. She didn't see the, like, if I didn't go to a tournament for 2 weeks, the money would drop and suddenly I'd be a couple days late on rent. So anyways, she never left. Like I stuck to my guns. And to this day, it always, you know, even my daughter's like, hey, you picked arm wrestling over your family. And that was always a big thing. Okay. So now you've heard that story. You've heard the setup of Travis getting me back into arm wrestling. And I'm starting to feel the dream again. The old dream starting to come back alive, bubbling. Well, anyways, Friday comes along. I now have a 19, 20-month-old kid, right? And my wife, she was cool with me sharing the videos and doing the editing at home. But, you know, I wasn't in arm wrestling when I met her, right? So I had to.
So she's like, what the hell?
Yeah. So I was like I was a CrossFit media guy.
Yeah.
So anyways, just to cut to the chase, my kid does not like getting his diaper changed. And sometimes it takes two people. And my wife is not the disciplinarian. If my kid cries, she wants to pick him up. I'm the one that's like, hey, he's got to like learn how to go to sleep. Like we can't rescue him every time she cries. So I'm getting to a point, just bear with me because this may be the last time you guys are talking to me for a while. So I found a great balance with raising my kid, being a husband, and then YouTube was paying a little bit of money. And she's like, you'd make more at Starbucks. And I'm like, I know. But there could be potential. Like if I really work hard, it could pay off. And the beauty about trying to be your own business person is like hard work sometimes does pay off, yada, yada. So when I start getting more into it and going to tournaments, she tells me like, hey, you know, how long would you do that before ARMTV didn't like pay you back anything? And I started to get into the old mindset. Like, don't make me pick relationship or arm wrestling. Don't make me do it. So she was awesome about it and still is awesome about it. But so we're pregnant right now, 5 months pregnant. And when we decided to have a second kid, I looked at her, she said, are you cool with having a second kid? And I said, my only fear is that I won't be able to do arm wrestling with two children. I was doing it with one pretty good, but two, I don't know if I can do it with two. So I said, I will be 100% awesome with a second kid as long as you don't make me quit arm wrestling. That's what I said. And she agreed and everything was cool. Everything's cool. Fast forward Friday, I'm traveling to Travis Bajan of Virginia State. And so my kid won't go down to a nap and he won't let her change the diaper. And she's calling me panicking. I just landed and she's calling me panicking, saying that he got shit all over the bed because I was trying to take his diaper off and he ran away. And she's like, he didn't go to her nap. And she's like, I'm having a mental breakdown. Why did you leave me? And I have to go into this. So I spent Friday night, you know, I'm trying to visit with Travis, but I'm trying to talk to her. And I'm saying like, whoa, you're gonna make me. I mean, if it's this bad with one kid, imagine two children. I'm like, you're going to make me quit arm wrestling. Like,
dude, why you gotta be having kids? This is the wrong way to go.
I said, and I'm like trying to be like, hey, how come you can't change a freaking diaper? Like, Jesus, it can't be that difficult. But then to fast forward, I came home and this kid, like, with all my might, I can't get him into the car seat. If he doesn't want to get into a car seat, he stiffens his body. And it's like, so I looked at her, I'm like, I was kind of hard on you, but yeah, even I know that I'm barely getting him in the car seat. Like I've got to really like press into his hips to pull him down. Anyways, to make a long story short, all this drama Friday night and I'm embarrassed to say this, but I somewhat said that if I knew you were going to make me quit arm wrestling, I might have said no to second baby. And now she's 5 months pregnant. And as 5 months, she's emotionally thinking, you did not say that. And I'm like, I take it back. I want my girl. I'm not
fucked up. You fucked up.
I take it back. That's not, I don't feel that way. No. Anyways, guys, ladies and gentlemen, there's a point to this. I swear to God, there's a point to this.
Oh, I hope so.
Enlighten us.
So all this drama happens Friday night. And then Saturday, the event comes along. And back to Ryan, the whole thing, Travis Bajan, he's like, dude, you really gonna arm wrestle this guy? And I'm like, why? He's like, he's making memes of me and Paul Italia. He's totally dissing us. And he wants to arm wrestle at our event. And I'm like, I didn't know about no memes. I'm like, I don't.
What hurt about memes now? Is that what's happening?
Well, he was like,
weak.
He's like, he puts me in an awkward position. This is our event. He's like, I don't care about the memes, but why do you think you should be able to arm wrestle in my event? Like, And I was like, dude, I don't know about no memes. Again, I'm just coming off this crazy night where I'm on West Coast time, didn't sleep well, I was trying to get prepared for this live broadcast and to still film. So I was trying to hook 2 cameras together, which I don't know if it's been done before, but I was trying to do something to lighten my workload by doing 2 things at once. Anyways, back to like, we didn't plan this whole thing. It was just like, are we going to arm wrestle or not? And I was like, I'm trying to find this balance. And I go to Ryan. So the only thing I'm talking to Ryan about, dude, why are you, dude, I said, Paul Italia is a decent dude. Like, he's trying to do good things for arm wrestling. Why don't you, instead of trying to make fun of him with memes, try to understand he's trying to do cool shit and build that relationship. Anyways, to make a long story short, they all agree we get to arm wrestle. But then we get to the live broadcast.
You said you're going to make it short.
No.
No. That part, short. Okay, you want me to cut to the chase? After this weekend, I come home to see Ryan Bowen just straight up steal the footage, put it on his channel, and then I'm like, dude, I didn't give you permission there. That really pisses me off. And then the next day, he posts the John Brzenk, Devin Larratt first match, which that's one match that I will not allow. And John Brzenk is the only other person I will allow to air that footage because it's so rare. I'm the only one to have it. Why would I want the whole world? So I was so livid. I was so livid that I can have this big stressful event. I paid out of my pocket. Travis Bajan did give me $1. He let me stay at his house. I go there, I'm fumbling around, and then I'm dealing with the live broadcast commenters saying, who is this dude? Why is he acting like a drunk fool? And I'm like, oh my God, this is not worth it. I'm not getting paid enough to deal with this bullshit. So then all these commenters, here's the thing, to the fans out there, there's the diehard fans. Anyone who's on this stream, I love you all. You guys are awesome. But there's a segment of fans, they only come out for Devin Larratt, John Brzenk, or any top guys. They're what I call the like part-time fans. If they all watched everyone's videos, we'd all be rocking it. But they only watch like the John Brzenk stuff. So a certain percentage, thousands of people who come onto a live broadcast and they don't even know who I am. And they're just like talking shit, or they're talking shit after I'm arm wrestling. And it's like, dude, here's the deal. I hate to sound like egotistical about this, but to sum it up, I don't need this bullshit in my life. Arm wrestling needs me more than I need arm wrestling. I mean, that's a straight fact. And to deal with all the headache, all the family drama, to think that for 1 second, I was almost got in that old frame of mind where I was telling my wife, hey, don't make me pick arm wrestling. Don't make me do it because I've done it in the past. I've picked arm wrestling over family. And here I'm going through all this drama to deal with all these freaking hater comments people who don't respect like how hard it is to do this shit. Then have Ryan Bowen just not even leave his house and just take it without asking, nor even if I said no, not respect it, I would say no. It upsets me. Then here's the kicker. So when I saw Ryan Bowen post the footage, I'm like, dude, I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break.
Did you message Ryan? Did you say anything to him?
I posted on the video. I can't believe you just straight up took the footage. Like, dude, it was hard enough for me to allow Travis to air the footage. Like I was doing Travis like, hey man, hard work getting all these sponsors. Can you film and put it on my channel? I said, okay. Then just have someone nab it. And it's like, it just, you guys know I'm on record. Just because it's on YouTube and this whole fair use business, I don't care about fair use. An arm wrestling match is like a trading card. It's like a baseball card. It's a rare thing. And there's certain matches that are more rare than others. And you, by posting matches, you're just duplicating the card and you're hurting the original value of the card holder. So back to the Devin Larratt, John Brzenk, when they met in Chehalis, Washington, 2004, there's only two people who have that footage, Sevel Matosian and myself. And I recognize the rarity of that match. I've called it the best match in arm wrestling history. And I've denied every time I see the footage, I click deny. John Brzenk is the only person John Brzenk or Devin are the only people I would allow to air that footage. Everyone else, I would say no. So there's 3 places that footage would be allowed to go, in my opinion, forever. So I got in this conversation with YouTube because YouTube is almost denying my strike. I said to them, hey man, dude, I was trying to make a living at YouTube. Started as a hobby, but now I'm trying to show the wife that I can make money. That's the most valuable match, in my opinion, of all time. And if someone wants to watch it, they should not be able to go to 20 different places. And it upsets me that Ryan Bowen does not respect that fact. So anyways, Ryan Bowen said, message me on Facebook. Let's discuss privately. So then he messaged me and I said, hey, I ignored it for a couple days. Oh, he messaged me about he aired the footage from this past weekend. And then I said, sorry, I ignored it for a couple days because I didn't want to deal with it. But then a day later, he posted the John and Devin. And I'm just like, you add the comments, you add that. I'm like, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. I got too much going on in my life to have to deal with that headache. So then to top it off, I had already decided I was going to take a hiatus. I'm still going to post the older content, but I've got to go back to square one where I'm starting off just sharing the old content, not getting on podcasts, not becoming a public figure, not arm wrest. So I'd already made that decision. I'm slowing it down. Maybe I come back in the future. I don't know. But for now, I'm just going to air the old footage. But then I go on Facebook today and I see people that I care about. You know, arm wrestling used to be a family. Like I would go, every tournament I went to was a family reunion. Like it was the most beautiful, amazing thing. And to see people on Facebook that I cared for and I felt very close to, like Denise Waddles, again, dropping comments like, I'm an embarrassment to the sport. And then when I arm wrestle, that I set back the sport 2 steps. And then I see people that I really like Sean Latimer, again, saying I'm an embarrassment. Like, dude, it's one thing to be the drunk uncle creating a scene at like the wedding. And you're like, drunk Gary. I wasn't drunk, but the way this is handled, to disown your uncle when clearly he's just trying to have fun and just having a good time. And like, it's like, I'm not trying to set your sport back. Again, we talked about it earlier. That's like I go into a zone because I'm really trying to win. I'm not trying to just fake it. I really want to beat Ryan Grondin. And it's like, it just happens. And I'm not trying to set the sport back. But when I see people I care about, like completely disown me, like, ugh.
All right, so let me clear up a couple super chats, and I'm going to ask you a couple questions about this whole situation. Eric McCarthy says Bowen did the same thing to Neil after Arm Wars, which is true. And then Sap the Bee said, I think Bowen doesn't understand he's stealing content. Someone should talk to him. He managed to piss off PR, PAL, Arm Wars, and you at the same time. I think Ryan knows. I think Ryan is on this train of thought that this is the new standard, right? And that we have to work with what we have, and rules be damned.
Well, here's the thing. What makes this so upsetting is that I was like on Ryan Bowen's train. I'm like loving Ryan Bowen before this minute. Like I'm loving everything he's doing. But I am so disrespected that you don't realize that you can do the exact same video creatively by using, for instance, Pradeep. Pradeep has come a long way. He was showing, now he's done some stills, and maybe he still showed some matches, but he has at least made an honest effort to tell his news story without like just straight
giving away the whole thing,
just straight scraping it all with no disregard, no shot, no, like just so blatant.
Right.
And I'm like, there's so many versions of that match, and you straight go for mine, and it's like you don't even cut it down. Like, just know. Anyways, the point is, it's like I'm so again, right now, for what I could tell you on my YouTube channel, since I've been back a year and a half, I think I've made $15,000. I mean, I don't know what that works out to hourly, but let me tell you, bro, all you bitches are making more than us on YouTube at your jobs.
Right. And so hold on. I think we get the gist of it.
The gist of it all, yeah.
First of all, can we say that Ryan Bowen made Gary Roberts quit YouTube? Can I do hashtag?
It's true. It is true,
Ryan,
bro.
Excellent.
No, I'm gonna post my old videos. I'm still gonna post that, but I'm going media.
You will still be alive. You're just not gonna do live stuff
after anymore. I log off here, which is gonna be any minute, because I told my wife it's gonna be very short. After I log off, I'm going media silent, bro. Not filming anything.
No, Gary. No. The first half of your story, I feel bad for you. I'm a man that loves his wife. Absolutely love it. And I see anyone that loves their wife and their children does as a family. That first half of the story, I feel for you. That second half of the story, I cannot stand, Gary. You are a man. You are a hell of a man in the arm wrestling world. And a couple of people have said some bad comments on your live stream, and people are upset about memes, and now you're going radio silent. You've bowed down to the 15, 20 people that carry on and poke fun in the comments, and now you're bitching out. The last person I would expect to bitch out from the comment section would be you, Gary. You're the one that always fires up. You're the one that turned up with boxing gloves to an event to try and beat the shit out of Barry Bourne.
Yeah, and I recognize
there's a couple of comments have upset you. Gary, I love you. I love that passion, and I love everything that you're about in the sport, but I cannot sit there as your friend and take that second half of the story.
Yeah,
and
Ready, bang! Aussie comes in with the big one.
And I recognize that I could just be being a whiny bitch. I recognize that. But if you add up the punches, that it's just like, bro, I can't handle it. I can't handle it right now. I've got a lot of shit going on in my life, and I can't fuck with that shit. I mean, I'm not going to go into details because I just come out as a whiny bitch, but
Well, I think, of course,
you sit there that first half, and if it is genuinely 100% affecting you and your beautiful wife and your baby and your future baby. Now, if it's really affecting that personal life, I have no problem when a man knows he needs to step away. But if it's because a few people are having a bad comments, yes, the content stealing. You from day one, you have been massive about that. But I just feel if you just have a conversation and people will end up taking it down, because I know you've got no problem having these sorts of conversations with people. And I can understand how it does upset you and bother you as a content creator, Gary, when you've built such a dynasty when it comes to ARMTV. But I genuinely think that because of all of that, it should not from the commenting section or what Blue's done. I really don't think that you should, be taking like these shots and feel like you've been hurt. There's, you got to focus on all the good people. You got to focus on the people in the comments saying that you're a cool guy, mate. You got to just step away from that negative thing, because you're a dead set, genuine, awesome human being.
I mean, I'm still going to post YouTube. I'm still going to post my old content.
Well, I think the question that everyone really wants to know then, Gary, is when will you be boxing Ryan Bowen?
No, I'm not.
I mean,
no.
Here's the deal. It's less. I don't know how to describe, because I like Ryan Bowen. I like what he's doing. It's almost like you find out your brother just banged your wife. Like it's like you're like, what? How could you betray me like that? Like when my content is stolen, I feel violated. I mean, I just feel so upset about it, because no one knows how hard that shit is to get. I mean, Ryan should know. He's a content creator. But I don't know. What do you got to say, Evan? I keep asking you to unmute. What are you doing?
I'm muting because I got a lot of noise going around in the background here. But Gary, have you ever thought about not being a whiny bitch all the time?
And I said I may be being a whiny bitch.
Yeah, but have you ever thought about not doing that?
Dude, I can't handle. So
I don't actually want to hear what you're saying. Gary, all of the shit that you do at events, when you start going fucking nuts, blowing chalk at people's face, acting like a little fucking retarded T-Rex, that shit's awesome. You need to keep doing that and stop doing this whiny pussy shit, crying, oh, poor me. Nobody gives a fuck. Have a beer, fucking relax, just be fun. Jesus.
Preach, Evan, preach, my man.
Here's the deal. When arm wrestling was small, and I got the little bit of hate from a few people like Tim Bresnan, it was manageable. But most of the people I know was like homies. Dealing with this whole influx of people that I don't have time to introduce to me. They don't know my whole backstory. It's like, and they're saying all this blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's not worth that. And then to have all your shit just.
A bunch of people that you've never met, you don't know who they are, and what they think of you hurts you. Stop being a whiny pussy. I'm saying the same thing over and over, and you're just giving me more reasons to say it. Stop it.
I am not going to work really hard to promote arm wrestling and then just have my shit just ripped off by Ryan Bowen. Like, I mean, I'm not going to do it.
Well, then what's the point of even posting more content? Ryan Bowen's going to fucking steal everything that everybody puts out there. He'll steal anybody's anything money. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. Because he's going to still make money off it.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
I'm all right. Listen.
Relax. You know what? I just got a computer, Gary, and there is so much of your footage that I'm going to fucking steal. I'm not kidding. I am going to take so many things. I got so many crazy ideas that if I knew how to use this computer would already have been done.
It's one thing when people, here's the deal. When it comes to like, Uncle John sharing some old matches, like okay, his match. When it like I literally like, okay, these are the matches that are helping. Dude, I've been here too long. I'm sorry. You guys do what you want. I explain my piece. I'm out. No more to say about it. I don't know when I will be back. I'm gonna still share the old content, but
you'll be back next week, Gary. You'll be back next week.
Uncle John, you
all the old footage onto YouTube for me to steal, but you're not going to do these podcasts anymore?
I just have to take a break.
Oh, this is win-win, boys.
Uncle John, how do I? You do what you want. You do what you want. I'm not gonna. I've explained my feelings. Now I'm taking my break. I'm not gonna get into a therapy session with Joe.
You have nice shorts on though, Gary.
All right. So Gary's bailing, I guess. I hope Gary knows that I won't be able to turn off the actual live stream. I can only. It might just be a picture of his office all night long. I don't know.
Oh, we'll have to send him a message. Yeah. But that would just be hilarious.
All right, well, hold on. We gotta dissect what we just heard, because we just sat through 40 minutes of a classic Gary Roberts wind-up story here. So for those of you just joining us, the 140 of you that are here, please like this video, go subscribe. We got all sorts of channels right here. Uncle John's Arm Wrestling Show, go over there. Aussie Arm Wrestler, go over there. Evan, what's your channel called now? Evan Beerman Burgoyne?
Yeah, just the Beerman Burgoyne and his bad company.
Go look for the skinned bear.
I would like to hear about it. No, well, I didn't actually hear most of the show because, well, just.
All right, so we want to hear. There's the bear.
Yeah, well, I had to get him hung up though. You know, like it's cold enough that we can just hang him in the garage here, but.
There you go.
I got to get him hung. So I missed most of the show. I caught some of Gary's whining, but.
All right. So here, let me, for everybody just joining us, let me give you a little synopsis. So we'll get Daniel in here too. So Gary Roberts, basically he had this super match with Ryan Grondin. He's also been under pressure with the move with the family. He's got another kid on the way. And I guess this last week to 2 weeks, with him having the match, getting some negative feedback about the match, and then having Ryan Bowen take some of that footage and use it on his channel, making it not worth as much for ARMTV, Gary has decided to take a hiatus of indeterminable amount of time, which means this show will not happen. I'm sure we can do it on my channel. Evan, maybe
we'll take over, Uncle John. We'll do it weekly.
We'll figure out a way. We'll have something going on.
I'm looking for a night to start my own weekly channel here. I just there's going to be requirements. You're going to have to be drinking beer if you want to get on with me.
Whiskey?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I will let you do Diet 7-Up and vodka.
What about whiskey? What about whiskey?
Does that go Diet 7-Up?
Vodka and what?
Diet 7-Up is fine. You're always drinking that shit. I like my vodka with Fresca myself.
No, I want this with whiskey.
Yep. Yeah, if you want to put whiskey with it, I mean, whiskey's better with 7-Up, not Diet 7-Up. But
yeah, it's terrible.
Hey, whatever floats your boat. As long as you're getting fucking piss tanked with me, we are in. We can get drunk as fuck every Tuesday night.
Done.
Let's do it. Gary's gone. Let's do it.
I didn't know about all of the family drama that he had going on. So was I like harsh on him or something?
So I think that Gary was experiencing what he told us was that he was experiencing the same types of things in his current relationship that he was experiencing in his past relationship with his ex-wife, and he's like, nah, I can't be doing that. So he's shutting it down, paying attention to the family. He's got the new kid. He's got another one on the way. I totally get that. I think that's fine. That's no big deal. Gary can do whatever he wants. He's got to take care of his business. I just hope, like you said, Jake, Aussie, that that's what it is really about, is the family, not just him getting shit on, because most of I don't agree with any of that stuff. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, and like it happened once. So Ryan's taken his footy, or someone has taken, and this time it was Blue, has taken his footage once. So it's happened once. His match got shit on once. Now, I don't know if Gary is struggling with the growth of the sport and he's struggling with the hate that comes with popularity. I'm not sure if it's going there, but fuck me, like, you got to deal with it. I mean, every time I jump on, someone's telling me I've got to stop yelling, or I'm too loud, or my voice is annoying, and I do not care. You can thumbs down my videos all you want, but it's just like you ride with it, enjoy, you know, that's what, for me, that's what makes success even more better, because people have just got, you know, they're going to shit on everything. It's the internet. It's the world we live in. And yeah, if like I was saying, that second half of the story was just like, no, you're letting a couple of people that you don't even know get the better of you. Oh.
Yeah. So sad to hear it. We'll see. I talked to Gary quite a bit, so I'm sure I'll talk to him about it in the coming days and see what the next coming weeks will look like. But one thing is for sure, one way or another, the Tuesday gap will be filled one way or another on Evan's channel.
All over that, buddy.
We can all rotate, we can all take turns, but I'm happy to help out to keep this going. I think it's great for the community. Because of this call-in show, I've been able to meet all you legends, you know, have a beer with all of you guys, have a chat with people in the comments. So I think this call-in section is great. You know, my wife knows nothing about arm wrestling, so if I can jump here on a Wednesday afternoon, which are over here in Australia, they're like, it's awesome for me. I love it. Come out with a few ready babes, call a couple of people some wankers, and have a bit of a laugh about arm wrestling. The show needs to go on, and if Gary's mental health is really in trouble, I'll be there for him and help him out, especially with the first half. Second half, come on, mate, you're my man.
Let's be honest. He's going to come running back in the screen in about 20 fucking minutes.
No, he's back now. I think he's over it.
Hold on.
No.
Hey,
you can't give up that. Is that what I fucking say?
Hey.
What did I just say?
I listen. I forgot to say something. One last thing. I wanted to close on a positive note. So I was checking my Facebook. Neil Pickup sent me that link where he showed his teaser of the Arm Wars. OMG, dude, it lit up my heart. You have no idea. Like Ozzy, you were saying, I was so down, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was like so inspiring to see, even though the Arm Wars footage has already been shared, like that did give me a sign of hope to like, oh, sweet ass edits could still be valuable, even though people have already watched it on YouTube. So I just want to say props to Neil Pickup. That was beautiful. It does give me hope that maybe one day there is a world where, you know, people could steal all your shit, but then you can still cut a cool show. So I just wanted to say that.
Shit,
okay.
And like cut it up real cool.
Okay.
All right. But I haven't been listening. You're welcome to do whatever you want. I love you all. I have no idea when I'll be back, but taking a break.
Just so
20 minutes.
Clear, I can end the Zoom meeting, but I can't end the live stream because you're controlling the live stream.
Yeah, I don't care.
All right, there you go.
Bye.
See you in 20 minutes.
Like
I fucking told you
that Gary has like the mentality of a teenager, and he gets
that's true.
So fucking wound up, and he can't control his emotions, and he doesn't have the ability to sit and think on something.
Yeah,
he doesn't. He makes rash decisions all the time. I mean, that's who Gary is. He wears his heart on his sleeve. And if he didn't talk so much, I would really like the guy.
Yeah.
But I love watching him do crazy shit. Like that Barry Bourne incident. It's some of my favorite fucking footage in arm wrestling. Watching him and Ryan Grondin, that shit's amazing.
It was cool. It was a nice little lead up after the John match. You know, we enjoyed the best in the arm wrestling world, and then we got our little entertainment aspect. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I'm with you, Evan. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, he just needs to stop fucking whining all the time. That's all.
You know what he should have done in response? He should have just made a video in response to all the hate, and he should have just blown a bunch of chalk dust right into the camera lens. And that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
It would have been a bitch to clean up, but it would have been funny.
If you're trying to make money on YouTube, the only way to do that is by becoming at least a quasi-celebrity. In which case, you're going to have haters. Yeah, you may have more fans, but the fans don't affect Gary's feelings like the haters do. But if you don't make it until you have haters, you need haters.
Yeah, that's right.
I fucking love them. I can't explain to you how much I love showing up to an event and having everybody fucking boo me while I whack the hometown boy. I love it. Every one of those boos is so much more appreciated than the one guy that's cheering, yeah, go beer man. I don't give a fuck about that guy. I want everybody else. I'm playing to the crowd, and it's not the one dude in the corner that's cheering.
Right.
I'm even drunk as I am.
Right? Or if they have your back, you end up turning around screaming at them till they boo you. I've seen that a few times. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, well, fuck, they gotta get fucked too. Like,
fuck
man,
yeah. Fuck
that's
yeah.
not what I'm there for.
Yeah, he just needs to lift. Just needs to lift. Because if you spend all your day reading Facebook comments and all the Facebook groups and things like that, like you never get a win. You never get a win. It's gonna get you down in the dumps, and like people come and go in your life. People are your friends, and then they're not. If people think that was an embarrassment of the sport, cool, that's fine. You can have your own opinion, but it shouldn't bother. It shouldn't bother Gary at all, because a few people said that. Otherwise, everyone would just quit the sport.
Jake,
well, we got to wear the fucking pants in the relationship.
I've been trying to like figure out how to message you. I got an offer for you that you have absolutely got to refuse.
That I have to refuse?
Yeah. So I wanted Uncle John to come announce at the event that we're having. It's going to be a fucking awesome event. This shit's going to get out of fucking control for sure. Right? And Uncle John doesn't want to come announce at it.
Yeah, I know. I won't have anything to do with you, Gary, with you, Evan.
If you call me Gary again, we will never be friends. Ever. Seriously, that's cross the line. So, Jake, how would you like to fly to Canada on your own dime and then come announce at our event for free? It's gonna be awesome.
For free.
I'm not allowed to fly anywhere.
We'll just do it.
It sounds like a deal of a lifetime there.
I mean, you drive a hard bargain, Evan. I'll give you that. Your negotiating skills are top notch.
It might be expensive and like impossible to do, but I guarantee if you get it done, it's gonna be the time of your life.
Oh yeah, mate. I cannot wait till fucking I can get on a plane and go have a beer with all you guys. It's the only thing giving me bloody hope.
I am going to be the one looking around, asking people, what the fuck is wrong with you? Right? This whole event, I am going to be the tame one. And shit's just going to be out of control. We are having an event.
When is it?
Viper Clubhouse.
When's the event?
2 weeks.
Yeah,
is this Ryan in the chat? 98%. I'm still in the hospital from Gary blowing chocolate my eyes.
Yeah, Ryan Grondin, you got to get in here. If that's Ryan Grondin, get yourself in.
Jump in, Ryan. We've Ryan and I have been Ryan Grondin and I have been messaging a bit. So
he should have punched him.
How he's bad enough to let Gary beat him.
Should have punched him. That'd been awesome.
If I'm taking over the Tuesday night shows on my channel, you need to help co-host with me. And when Gary decides he's coming back in a week, you gotta tell him to get fucked. Move your night.
Hey, I'm just looking for the best deal at that point.
You don't got Tuesdays anymore, man.
It depends on how much work I have to do. Usually when people want my help, I end up doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
Goddamn shit up.
You have a lot of work to do with me, like censoring and bleeping and not letting people.
That's a lot of fucking bleeps. bleep.
I'm just messaging Ryan Grondin now.
Requests I've had to start a live chat just so they can super chat the fuck out of it to see how drunk they can get me.
Shotgun and beers and killing deers.
So if Ryan Grondin's out there, get your ass in here so you can explain how that abomination of a match happened, which I was very entertained by.
And how you have now gone on and ruined Gary Roberts' arm wrestling life.
No, that's because you don't wear the pants.
I've got no problem with the first half if it's bothering his family. But if you're quitting because of a couple of bad names and someone's pinched one of your videos, that I won't stand for. The first half, absolutely. Absolutely. As soon as my wife tells me pull the pin, I'm gone.
There's a balance there, though. Like, I had to back off all my super chatting and my working out too much. And I mean, you had to compromise. To run away and then talk for a half an hour and cry, don't think so.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Can you shotgun?
Can I what?
Can you shotgun beer or what?
You want to do them on Tuesdays?
No, but can you do it?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, we're doing it now.
Prove
All
it.
right. Wait, is that allowed? Is that allowed on this show? Wait, Gary's not even here anymore.
Well, it's not like
get my churros and swallow that.
It's the grand finale of the ARMTV call-in as it goes on hiatus.
I'm gonna make a mess. I haven't done this since high school.
Well, while you're preparing that, I've just let Ryan Grondin into the chat. Ryan Grondin.
Hey, my man.
Unmute yourself. There you go. Look at this asshole. He made
What's
Gary
up, fellas?
It was such a bad match. She's booted him out of the entire sport.
That's right.
Holy smokes. So,
How you guys doing?
I'm doing well. We wanted to chat about your perspective on the match itself, but more importantly, maybe the after effects of the match and all the stuff that people were saying and the criticism that Gary got. Tell us your experience of the match.
Well, I'll say this. Before the match even happened, me and Gary gripped up, and I had a pretty good idea of his skill level before going into this.
Like it was higher than you or lower than you?
Much lower. He's not very strong. He's not very strong.
Yes.
But I'll say this. He's faster than me. He's much faster.
Dude, he's so much faster than you that you still haven't put the gas on, man.
Well, we were expecting best of 5. So
okay, all right.
In my mind, to make the match exciting, I'm thinking I'm going to lose 2, win 2, and then we'll have a battle in the 5th. You know what I mean? So, but then Gary, I did not expect Gary to jump over the table and attack me. And then I definitely didn't expect him to blow chalk in my face. So as soon as he did that, Travis was already like, this is getting out of hand really quick. So right after the first 2 matches, he just said, shut it down. And that was it. And it got shut down. And that the whole match was over. And I was like, oh my God, dude, I just lost to Gary Roberts on freaking.
So you're telling me that the 2 matches, you threw the 2 matches in favor of a more exciting outcome?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Well, not really. I was just thinking like, well, the first match, what I was going to do, I was trying to piss Gary off. So before the go, I was going to go backwards and get him up with a false start. And I thought that would really piss him off since he attacked me over the table. So I'm like, what could I do back to him? So, but as I went to false start him, he actually really false started. So we just both went in that direction and it looked ridiculous. Like I just laid down for him. You know what I mean? So it was kind of,
So you kind of threw the match, but you also kind of got whipped by Gary Roberts also.
Right. And it was a joke match to begin with. So I was like, I don't care. But then everyone, when he blew the chalk in my face, people were like yelling out, punch him. Don't put up with that, screaming stuff out, dude.
They would have loved that.
I mean, I messaged him after and I was like, hey, I'm in the hospital because you scratched my cornea with the chalk. And he legitimately like was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm just kidding. I'm kidding."
You can't hurt Gary's heart like that. He probably had a full on attack.
But there was a lot of drama leading up to this thing.
Yeah.
So with Travis, the whole thing was a
Travis and Paul Italia.
So were you giving them a hard time with memes, and then Travis was salty about the memes?
So we made some bobblehead memes about Paul Italia, which probably everyone has done or seen.
Yeah.
And he took it like he's pissed off. He's so pissed off. So then I get a couple calls from people saying, Travis said, and because Paul Italia is mad, that any 98%er that shows up in Virginia, we're taking their money, we're kicking them out. So I'm like, that's fucked up. Now, they didn't know 40 of us were going to show up, and they had about 100 people. So that's like half the whole tournament. So I put a post on Facebook just saying, like, you know, Paul Italia's all pissed off. You know, Travis said this and that. So we get there, and Paul Italia will not talk to anybody wearing a 98% shirt. He's like being a dick, just saying, you know, whatever, bro, and we're not friends and all this stuff. So now we're just like, fuck it, we're going to meme the shit out of him. And then later in the night, me and Travis got into it to the point where there was like a circle around us.
What?
And, yeah. So Travis is saying,
"Please tell me you punched Travis."
Yeah. I tried to. I was too slow. Yeah. No, but so I start arguing with Travis, and I'm like, listen, I said, because he pulled out my post with his phone, like thinking he was surprising me, like, oh, look, I saw what you wrote. And I'm like, dude, I tagged you in it. Like, it's not a surprise that you read it. And so he's like, you made me out to be a bad guy and this and that. And I'm like, you know, I'm greedy and stuff. And I said, well, Travis, those aren't my words. You've said that to people. Like, you want to be the villain. I call you a villain, and now you're crying about it. And he's like, my guy, I'm not crying, and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, you know, like, this thing's stupid. Like, Paul Italia can't handle memes. Now you're upset over a post. And he's like, I had to tell people that I was going to kick you guys out to show that I'm the boss. And I'm like, well, if you're the boss, you don't have to do stuff like that. People would just know that you're the boss, so you must not be the boss. And he's like, I wasn't really going to kick you guys out because at the end of the day, it's a paycheck and this and that. And I'm like, and you realize that there were 40 of us, and that's a big number to come to your tournament down here. And, you know, and then he just kind of walked away. You know, whatever. I think he realized, like, he can't affect me. I'm not even a freaking real arm wrestler. What's he going to do to me? Ruin my arm wrestling career?
All
so
right, hold that thought.
That he's only in it for the paycheck, but he tells you, yeah, I'm not going to kick you guys out. It's a paycheck.
Right. It was like contradiction. So
is that Travis?
Yeah.
God, that guy is such a fucking tool.
Yeah. So when he realized that, like, no I wasn't backing down, he just walked away.
And you should have punched him in the fucking face.
So we got Carolyn Looms with a $5 super chat. Says Gary was top of the bill on top of John Brzenk. I mean, that's arguable, I suppose. Carolyn Looms also says, Ryan, great match with you and Gary. Thank you so much for Carolyn. Always throwing that support out there. So,
well, we also have the same guy, Evan, that keeps asking if you finish the bear pants over and over and over.
Tell Mike Smith. And no, fuck. Tell Mike he's a fucking idiot. Seriously.
Oh.
The guy, like, he's fucking stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You know how long it takes to salt and tan a hide properly to make fucking pants?
I do not.
I've got no idea. My wife's a vegetarian.
Making new pants from this bear, and I'm gonna make a shirt if there's enough fucking fur. But I mean, I don't know if there's enough, but I'll definitely make new pants. But it's gonna take a bit. I gotta salt them and tan them and roll them, and like it's a long process.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh. Well, it's been a fun week, a fun weekend of wrestling. Oh my
Ryan. So okay, so you almost get in a fight with Travis. How does this all end? Did it end on good terms, or was it just kind of like, all right, everybody's fucked like it usually ends, or what?
Well, no. Well, we got home, and then I get a call saying, "Listen, you got to send a shirt to Jonathan Lava." And I'm like, "Why? What's up?" And they're like, he heard that Paul Italia was like not shaking hands with anybody with a 98 shirt, and he's doing a Paul Italia costume, and he wants to wear a 98 shirt in the costume. And I was like, no problem. So we sent one out to him, and as promised, he came out with that costume, and it looked great. And
that was pretty funny.
Paul Italia took that as a compliment, but he takes our bobblehead memes as a complete insult.
Look, I think we are in an interesting time period right now because I like Paul Italia. I think he's doing good stuff. But then people are still having struggles figuring out what's real, what's not, what's a work, what's a shoot. How can we make these things magical without stepping on each other's toes? And this is just a process that's going to take God knows how long because arm wrestlers are classically absolute idiots.
Well, a lot of people after.
Look, that dude is going to work. He's putting on events. He's throwing some money out. I don't know if he's making any money at arm wrestling, but I got to say he's not because it's fucking arm wrestling and nobody makes money at arm wrestling. Right?
Andy's linked up with Travis.
He loves it. He's putting on events. He's making fucking matches happen that we all want to see.
Yeah.
And like, I love Paul.
That's the thing. Like, we don't hate the guy.
Those guys are fucking hilarious. Why the fuck is anybody bagging on them? Oh, they made fun of me. So fucking what? Every one of your fucking friends has made fun of you when you weren't fucking sitting there.
Exactly.
Get over it.
Speaking from someone who works in this type of situation, when you're a Paul Italia and you get made fun of in that way, that's actually the best thing.
Yeah.
That means you're highly relevant.
I'm thinking it's probably giving him flashbacks of being stuffed in a locker in high school. And it's all coming to surface now.
Apparently you don't know who Paul Italia is. I guarantee he was not picked out of high school.
I don't know. I hear he's connected. But
right back to the beginning. You don't make it unless you have haters.
Yeah.
You're going to have them and just learn to embrace it. It is the most fun part of anything I've ever done. I always talk shit. I talk shit during my match, before the match, probably after the match. I just always talk shit because I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it. You can't function without people talking shit to you either. You got to have that.
You've got to embrace people that are going to talk shit. Like, it's going to fucking happen. John hated me when we first met because I'm such an asshole.
I didn't get it.
Still does.
Yeah, no, Evan made. I remember Evan made the worst first impression of me. It was hilarious. Like after I dissected my first meeting with Evan, after like a day or two, I was like, yeah, I want to hang out with this guy. It was New Year's Eve, and Barry Bourne was on mute, and you were telling him to shut up over and over. It was like at the time, I was like, fuck this guy. He's killing the New Year's stream. This is my time to shine. Shut up, you drunk fool, rah, rah. And like Barry's on mute, and all I can hear is, shut up, Barry. Shut up, Barry. And like the guy was on mute. And then, a couple of days later, I was like, nah, Evan's my guy. I like Evan. But I'm with you on that. Like if people are making memes, they're talking about you. If people are saying good things about you, they're talking about you. I think it's cool. People send me videos on Instagram. They'll impersonate the Ready Bang. They'll sit there and say you're, just a clickbait flog or something like that. Your commentary's not funny, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that they have taken time out of their day for 2 minutes and thought about the Aussie arm wrestler, I'm with Evan. Embrace it. Soak it in like a beautiful bubble bath.
It's amazing. If they're talking shit about you, they're talking about you. Right. And if they're talking about you, they were thinking about you and they've taken the time to watch what you did. Right. They can't talk shit about you without knowing it. Haters are just fans with a negative opinion.
Right.
But I guarantee you, haters watch your shit religiously and they don't miss anything. Fans, they like your shit, they'll watch it, but not as closely as a hater. That hater is the first guy to watch your shit. Yeah, he doesn't comment first. Who gives a fuck? But he watched it, and he probably watched it 3 fucking times, so he has a reason to call you an idiot.
Ryan Bowen's made a career doing that.
He's probably the most hated I've told him this. He's probably the most hated arm wrestler. But as soon as he puts a video out, the first 1,000 views are probably 3 fans and 997 people that don't like him to go, what's he going to say now? What can I hang shit on him about now? And his haters, fair play to him. They pay his bills.
They want to be the first to tear him down, so they're on there first, like ready.
That's right.
And they're blowing up his channel.
When someone memes me, dude, I'm like, oh my god, I've made it. You know, like
that's just how this works. Fans are great, haters are awesome, but people that don't give a fuck, that's the worst. You either make them love you, make them hate you, make them know who you are. But if they don't care, like, look, I like Ryan as a person. I've met him a few times. Like, he's a good dude. I like Ryan. I don't watch any of his shit because I don't care. Right? I'm like the worst kind of fan. Do I like Ryan? Yeah. Am I going to watch his shit? No. Is he going to make any money because I don't watch his shit? No. So he's better off to make me hate him so much that I have to watch his shit so I can make fun of him. It's going to be a way better outcome for him than it is if I just don't watch. Now, Uncle John, I watch his shit. Sometimes I get busy and I miss an episode here or there. And that's nowhere near as good as if I was obsessed and watching everything so I could hate him.
Right. Absolutely. Knocked it out of the park. I'm with it. We need the hate. If you start going a bit too far and you're talking about people's wives and things like that, then I'm coming for you. But if it's just like, oh, you're dumb, you don't know what you're talking about, or here's a meme, of Aussie arm wrestler boxing a kangaroo, like, cool, I love it. Keep it coming.
No, you're wrong. When they start talking about your wives and now you're coming for them, now you're a hater of them and you're paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I just like to reply. No one will beat me in a war of words, but I'm an old school man, and I will honor my wife.
Dude, Tom Nelson.
Every time you go to work.
Tom Nelson ordered a 98% shirt that says "Paul Italia sucks" on the back. Like, gladly.
Amazing.
Tom Nelson can order a shirt with my dick in his mouth. Fuck that guy.
That's our motto. Fuck that guy. FTG.
Right in the mouth.
Like that. So we got a super chat from Sap the Bee. Interesting question, a little bit off topic, but I like it. Who won the Devin versus John press show with Neil Pickup the other day? I have only seen little bits and pieces of it, but I've seen a lot of people saying that John came out looking better than Devin in that interview. Did you guys watch it, and what do you think?
I watched some of it. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
You go first.
Watching them two go back and forth. It was, I haven't watched the whole thing, but I found it highly entertaining, and I thought they both came out looking good.
Did you see the voiceover video that was like 2 minutes long Devin put out afterwards about John calling Devin a pussy?
That was pretty good.
It is 2 voices that aren't even either of them.
No, it's John Jones and Daniel Cormier.
He's a genius.
UFC light heavyweight title fight where they actually recorded that shit off air on ESPN or some shit. It's amazing.
He's so freaking genius. So now that the camera's off, you're a pussy.
Evan, you're close with Devin. You've been pulling with him recently. I know that you have a real deep respect for John Brzenk, but what did you think?
That is not true in a fucking way. I don't think John is the GOAT. I don't think he deserves all this respect. And I love that fucking video because there's no fucking way that John is that nice of a person when the cameras are off. I know that's not true. He's just one of those guys that won't embrace the hate. He needs everybody to love him. Also, John fucking well knows he's not winning this match. Devin wins by crush. This is not close. I was at Devin's house training with him yesterday. I showed up at his house when he was 2.5 hours into his workout. And he's like, perfect, you can finish my arm off. And I couldn't fucking move it.
Yeah.
The dude is a fucking animal. He is going to kill him so fucking bad.
Well,
it's ridiculous.
Dude, I'll tell you
can't
this.
knock back a paycheck. I would assume he's getting a very, very good paycheck to pull Devin. So you can't knock that back.
Bet all of the winnings of the event. He meant it. There is no way John's winning. I really didn't like the whole Steak Kings, the shutout steak, because Devin historically has not been a round one guy.
No.
But round 3 is almost always fucking his. So
Well,
I didn't like that.
Brzezinski was so out of breath against Paul. Like he actually stood off to the side and people were helping him breathe because he was so out of breath. He looked like he was going to pass out. And that's just against Paul Lynn. So I would imagine
just against
level,
Paul Lynn.
Dude, it's
well,
that's a bad choice of words.
Well, look, right. But what I'm saying is Paul's not Devin's level and Devin's endurance. John could have some trouble breathing big time with Devin if he did with Paul.
John's going to try to show up at 260, 270, and maybe he is strong enough to get that first one. But he ain't strong enough to win. Devin is definitely winning the match. And he's going to win any extra rounds they have to do because they're doing the full 6. And he's going to win those in a way that rubs his face in the shit and makes him quit. And I'm going to love
Devin pulls, yeah.
I'm a high hooker. I don't know if you can see the banner or the toque, or I got a tattoo right there. Devin is going to win. And he's going to rub his face in shit. John Brzezinski, we don't talk about Brzezinski in this drunken dojo. Brzezinski is a dirty word for the high hookers. That dude is getting fucking crushed. And I'm going to love watching it.
I can't believe
if somebody came up with a proper bet.
I can't believe Bob Brown talked Devin into doing a shutout stage. And then Devin bet the prize money too. So he's pretty confident.
Dude, it's not close. Like, yeah, I'm not a world elite level arm wrestler. But when you let me get all the way out on shit, and then just like lollygag around with it 2.5 hours into a practice.
Like lucky numbers.
I'm telling you, mark my words, this will be fucking phenomenal for anybody that does not like John blah 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 to watch.
Here,
it's gonna be amazing.
In my garage.
I won't say it here, man. I won't say it. I fucking hate it. I won't say it. John blah 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 is gonna get fucked up so bad. It's gonna be amazing. So, I'm not telling anybody to go bet all their fucking house on a shutout stake. But if you can take a private bet on winner loser, bet that fucking house. Not only is it gonna be a win, it's gonna be a win by submission.
So don't bet your house, but do. Got it.
If you can get a private bet, bet it. If you got to do the shutout stake, like, I don't know, it's probably going to be a shutout. I know that's what Devin's going for. And there's a good chance that Devin's just going to shut him down. Bam. Up top. Like he's a fucking child. Devin is likely going to use his 6th round to dad move this motherfucker.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
You have to imagine. Just wait a month and a half. He's going to do it.
So let's imagine this. Let's imagine that Devin Larratt 6-0s John Brzenk, no problem.
Again.
He has to retire.
Right.
What does John Brzenk do?
Retire.
No, he said he's going to lose some weight.
Money.
Yeah,
he's getting all this money.
He's definitely making. Like, I asked him how much it would cost to come to our tournament, and I was like, "Well, hopefully you'll be played out by."
He said he's going back to 220 and pulling that class. He's got some unfinished business. He's not going to just freaking retire.
No, he's in a purple patch. He's making thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Oh, he's making a lot of money
anyway.
For sure.
If John loses, he loses, and then we'll be like, "Well, that's
we can't afford to bring him in, so we might just invite Uncle John."
Right, Brian? What the fuck, man?
Oh, you want to come down?
Good set, legends. I've got to head out. Always good seeing with you guys. I am interested wherever the next. I'm happy to do a rotating thing to do these call-in shows. I'll be hanging around. So if anyone wants to team up or whatever, we'll work something out. But you guys that are in this chat at the moment, keep being legends. I love you all. Can't wait to have a beer with you all in person. You legends! Gary will be back next week, so
he will. And I'll see him December 11th in Vancouver. I know he's going to that. That's only about 30 minutes from where he lives, or an hour.
There you go.
Beautiful. Ready, bang, you big legends.
Take it easy, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
All right. So John versus Devin. I'm clearly putting myself in camp Devin. There's really no doubt about that. I mean, there's very few. I have a huge respect for John. I do think he is the GOAT. But Devin is Devin. Like, come on. I mean,
right. I don't even like Devin. Right? I mean, I like him as a person, but I am not a fan of his for arm wrestling.
Sure.
I like Tim Bresnan. That's my guy. I want to watch Tim Bresnan fuck everybody up.
He's going against Derek Smith soon.
Is that booked now?
Stylistically, that's a tough match for Timmy. I got Timmy on the podcast shortly. It's going to be good fun. But Devin's going to fucking kill John. John's just not that good. Like, John's good. He is good. You can't say that he's not good. It's John blah blah blah. Like, he is good, but he is not
fucking killing me.
That he's aiming for right now. And when he said, "Oh, I don't want to pull Hermes," Jesus Christ, I'm not ready for that. Give me Devin or something easy. What a fucking bag.
That's not how it went down.
What
he's not good, but he's good.
How do you talk like that? The dude just crushes Michael Todd. Like, not only does he...
Okay, Evan, you're getting old as shit, too. When you're 57 and you were on top at one point, when you want to take another stab at it one more time before you can't? I would.
Yeah,
I'd never be there.
Be realistic about it. Like, go for somebody that's beatable.
Who would you prefer to see Brzenk go against?
I honestly, I want to see John and Todd Hutchins again.
I was just thinking that.
That's a fantastic match, and those two never let us down. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to see this match, but for a different reason. It's because I don't like them, and this is going to be embarrassing.
Well, we will see.
Evan, what are your requirements to come down to a tournament?
Oh, see, now that's tough. That's tough. Here's the thing. I don't want to be one of those fucking new age arm wrestler, prima donna type bullshit where it's like, oh, you got to pay this, you got to pay this, you got to pay this, and I need $12 to make an appearance. The problem is I'm like a fucking crippled single dad, and I just can't afford to fucking travel.
Right, it's expensive.
I mean, my beer is like pushing the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is $10,000 a month, so.
Right. I mean, sometimes the kids have to skip a meal. It's not that big of a deal. I get it. right?
Give him half a beer.
I mean, most of them are fat already. Like, fucking relax. I feed the skinny one every day. Fuck. But yeah, if I can get there, I want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, like,
Ryan,
if we can help, we will.
It's got to be in like a field or something, because that was going to get you kicked out of any venue you have it at.
We talked to Matt Mask. He gave us his requirements, and John Brezink. Devin said he would come if he can, but he did not tell us what he wants to come. He just was like, if I can make it on that date, I'll come. But he didn't specify a requirement. So,
well, he's a busy guy, and he's got his.
That could just mean no.
For me, if I can afford to get there, spend my weekend, have fun, and then come back, I'm good to go.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too, right? If I don't have to spend a ton of my own money to get there,
right,
and if I can be covered, have a good weekend, like I will promote the shit out of that event. We will do videos about it, all that stuff. I don't need, to get $2,500 when I get there just for showing up and kissing a baby. At this point, now give me a year and that might change. So get those bookings in quick, people. But
cover my beer.
Well, we're all about that. So if we get the money in, sponsorships and stuff, we're going to try to bring a bunch of people.
It'd be awesome. So,
yeah,
totally awesome.
Because we have a lot of good locals because of where I live, like Tim Bresnan, Barbosa, Sean Latimer, Storm Chelino, Paul Lynn, like they're all right around me. So
yeah, that's good.
It's easy to make some good matches up here.
All right,
RVJ
boys.
Mike.
Love to stay in chat, but I gotta fuck off. I'm out of here, boys.
See you later.
All right, see you, Evan.
Well, he really hates Brezink, huh?
Yeah, this is anti-Brezink country in high hooker territory. There's no doubt about that. So, Ryan, tell me a little bit more. Are you planning on doing some events in the coming year here?
Yeah, March 12th, sorry, in 2022 is our Winter Blast. And Sue Fisher, she's been to Worlds, she's been a national champ. That was her tournament. So we are linking up to bring back her tournament and throw it. And she has a lot of support of Team New Jersey,
sweet,
all the old school pullers around here. So they'll all be coming. We're trying to get you to come down. Danielle Llewellyn. She's coming over from Wisconsin to pull Martha Swick over here, which will be a pretty good match.
Awesome.
We got a lot of super matches. We got some guys calling you out if you make it here.
Yeah,
some guys that want to pull you.
John.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
Who is it? Who is it? Anybody that's got a name, or are these all just guys clamoring for my coattails?
No. We got Roger Bailey always comes to our tournaments. He's always interested in the left-hand match. He's got a right-hand match, but he's still looking for a lefty. David Shubich, he's looking for a match. He's a big, strong kid up in New York. We got a lot of guys were like, dude, I would pull him.
Well, look, I will be between 180 and 190 pounds at that point in time. So I'm happy to pull a guy like Roger, but that's getting for me, I'm not John Brezink, right? I'm not going to sit at 180 and be claimed to be successful about guys 60, 70 pounds heavier than I, right? Roger's looking thick. Now, I saw him compete against Jody Williams. I think I could compete with Roger at a lower weight, but I would prefer to have somebody that's on the higher side at that weight, probably. What the fuck? If you guys get me to come down, I will literally pull Marcio. If you want me to pull, that would be a terrible idea. But I will pull whoever the hell you want me to pull.
Yeah, that's cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So that's
that's going to be a pretty star-studded event. Where is that going to be held exactly?
It's going to be in the Philly area, but we still have 5-6 months, so we haven't locked down a venue yet because we're looking for a bigger venue than usual.
Right.
Just because we think this will be our biggest one yet. So.
Right. And what was your turnout last one? You were telling me before, and it was
for context, the one Travis just threw, in Paul Italia, they had about 100 competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Some kids were there too.
Yeah.
So probably like 111. Our first one, we had like close to 90. So we're like right there. And we didn't have John Brzezinski and a huge star-studded, I mean, we had Paul Passmore going against Brandon Elsesser and Mike Aiello.
Yeah.
So that was still a pretty good
decent match, but not John Brzezinski.
Right. So, but again, Travis's tournament was in the middle of nowhere in Virginia also. So
that'll do it.
But because we're in Philly, like New York is 2 hours north, Baltimore's 2 hours south, Harrisburg's 2 hours west. So we're right in the center, and we just always have a good turnout because of that
location. That's perfect.
So
well, I hope it works out, and I hope I can get down there, man. That sounds like a great time. I'd love.
That'd be awesome. Like I said, if we can drum up enough money, like we'll help everyone, come down and.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
Matt Mask seemed interested too, so that's kind of cool.
Who?
Matt Mask.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, he wants some money, but not John Brzezinski money.
Yeah.
John Brzezinski.
Who's Matt gonna pull?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm sure if he came though, like Barbosa would probably want it. Maybe they'll do a rematch. I don't know. But
interesting.
Sean Latimer. I don't know. We got some big dudes down here.
What's the date on that? Because Marcia's pulling Wayne Withers soon, right?
March 12th.
December 11th. Oh, okay. So he's got time.
Yeah. So we got like 5-6 months till our tournament, but that's our next big one. So
beautiful. Very beautiful. So Ryan, before I gotta log off here, guys, in a little bit, but Ryan, tell us what are you guys doing on your channel now, on your YouTube channel? What's going on over there?
Usually Wednesday nights we'll interview someone. And, because we're 98%, we try to interview people that are like local, lower level pullers just to shine a light on them, and give them a voice. Friday nights, we just open up Zoom and throw a link out there. And you've seen people start popping up from all over the country. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
And are those actually live streamed, or do you
We have not live streamed. Well, we don't have enough followers to make a live stream really exciting.
Okay.
With the chat and stuff. So, we just open it up, and sometimes if there's like exciting people on, we'll record it. But most of the time, we're just talking arm wrestling or whatever.
Yeah, cool.
The podcast interviews, we just record them and then release them on YouTube after we edit them. So
nice.
But it's been fun.
And what is it? Is it just 98%? Is that what it's called?
98% arm wrestling. Yeah.
98% arm wrestling
on YouTube. Yeah.
Daniel, what about your channel? You been posting lately?
No, I'm really active on TikTok, and that's about it.
You've been TikTok
and Discord.
Dude, TikTok's blowing up with arm wrestling.
Yeah,
it's huge. Like my whole TikTok is nothing but arm wrestling. But no, I'm just getting ready for that December 11th Washington State tournament. I'm sure Gary, this is the championship. Sure, freaking God damn it, Paul Italia has somehow got his fingers in that one. I don't know how or why. It's kind of random, Washington State, but so apparently he's coming and announcing some super match. He hasn't announced it yet, but I'm just getting strong as shit for that. I had to go down 10 pounds to 232 so I can pull 232s and then the open, but we'll see. I'm sure Gary will be there. I'll ask him if he's going to quit his shit.
Smash him.
Come back.
We will see. Hey,
I still have to super match Gary though. So
yeah.
There you go.
Avenge me.
All right, we got a couple super chats to wrap this up. Carolyn Loom says, at work, hi, Uncle John, glad to see you back. Good to be here. Says, will Gary ever realize he doesn't need the dinosaur Travis and that momentum is with the 98? The 98 are bringing things forward. I love it.
Carolyn's awesome. She's a big supporter.
Big supporter. Carolyn's always around. Love it.
Yep.
So Chris Gamble then also says, John, can you travel to Arizona or would restrictions stop you? I can now travel to the United States. Shouldn't be a problem. I got to do the extra COVID tests and whatnot. But I just went to the UK. I can go to the States now. It's just that everything's inflated, right? Like flight tickets are a little bit inflated. It's kind of crappy that way that they're doing it that way. But what can you do? So to wrap it up, everybody, it's been a weird show.
Gary Roberts in the first half basically gave us a very long, convoluted story about how he is no longer, he's going to be taking a hiatus from the live streams. You can still find all the ARMTV content here. He'll be putting out stuff from the past continually, but this show, as of now, ARMTV Talk, is reached its end until maybe it picks up in the future. But don't worry, I will still be doing things on Wednesdays. You got 98 doing stuff all the time. Maybe Evan Burgoyne is going to pick up on Tuesdays. So something will be going on. There's no doubt about that. So, gentlemen, thanks for joining me. And thanks to the 100 of you or so that have been kicking around with us tonight. Thank you for your support. And we'll see you guys next time.